Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. As you can tell, I wonder what we're going to talk about today. I feel like I'm a giant here. I don't even know. Give me my lumber. I want the lumber. Guys, a lot of you came to this channel because we were talking about lumber in the springtime, and I said that lumber would collapse in July. I gave my reasons, yada yada. It happened, which was awesome, and gave a lot of people a bit of relief because there was a lot of people out there wanting to build. They want to keep producing. They want to live. They want to uh, do more than just exist in this world. And it was very stressful for a lot of people because we witnessed hyperinflation right then and there. Lumber went up 400 or 500%, and it came crashing down. Now, I did a video, and it's actually the tides are turning, and that's what we're here to tell you about, because Ninja Nation, this channel is about telling you truth, things that are happening in real time, right? Where it takes a little while to get to the media, and then how to avoid the problem, right? It's like crazies coming right at you like a train. You're on the train tracks. All you got to do is step along to the side, let crazy run right by you. And then right there, you've been blessed enough, but then you take advantage of the situation. So whatever, the crazy is. And one of the things that we were talking about was lumber. Hold off on buying. It's going to crash down. Well, now something has changed. And we're going to get into the main story, but I want to highlight a video, and I'm going to link it to this video that I did a couple of days ago, and it didn't get a whole lot of play. And but what it was that the U.S. doubled the tariffs for Canadian softwood lumber, which is essentially framing lumber. That's going to affect everybody, affect the real estate market, construction, all kinds of things. And it was going to increase. It increased it doubled around 10%, and then an additional 10%. Now there's a new story out, and this is very interesting. I want you to realize the timing of this, okay? I'm going to link the story below, but we're going to go over a couple of things. It says lumber prices soar as British Columbia floods curb shipments. Now it says lumber prices surged in June to June highs as Canada's largest forestry company curbed shipments due to supply chain disruptions. Now, I talked about this back in June, and I said this is an attempt for manufacturers to keep the prices up, and that always fails. We've seen OPEC do this time after time, and it always ends up not working well in their position, because people just go, well, I'm not going to buy it. The old adage, the cure for high prices is high prices. As prices go up, people stop buying, and it comes back crashing back down. Well, they did that in June, but there's something interesting happening next. We're going to read some of this story, and I'm going to connect some dots for you guys. It says Fraser Timber Company said weekly lumber shipments from Canada's westernmost province fell approximately 25 to 30% in the second half of November. Okay, so this last month, following the flooding that's been going on. Pulp shipments to the port of Vancouver were down 20%. It says, while West Fraser is utilizing alternative transportation routes and methods to the extent that they are available to continue servicing customers, the magnitude and duration of the impact from current weather events remains uncertain. It says, therefore, West Fraser has reduced its operating schedules at multiple Western sites. Oh man, don't you love when a pop-up pops up? And at multiple locations, and will continue to make such adjustments as necessary to manage inventory levels. Okay, so that's the narrative that they're giving you right now, okay? It's very interesting that this is happening on the heels of us the US doubling our tariffs to them. It's almost like this is a good time to go ahead and pop them one. Now, it is true, the supply chains are wrecked right now due to the floods. But it's very hard for me to believe that a lumber company just wants to stop shipping, because they're going to start hurting pretty bad too, okay? We're going to keep going into this story. It said uncertainty about lumber supply spooked the lumber's future trading in Chicago on Tuesday, up nearly 4% to $824 per 1,000 board feet. The highest price since late June. Okay, so that's pretty significant, because late June is when these prices were falling off a cliff, right, into July. Prices have jumped 30% in the last 2 weeks since this flooding. Okay, so the regardless of what the narrative is or what the truth is, the futures market is starting to get spooked. It's up 30% in the last 2 weeks. Also, add to that the tariffs. Okay, so now this kind of information is good for anyone all over the world, because we're going to talk some general sort of terms. We're talking about tariffs from nation to nation, how that affects trade, can imbalance trade, how natural disasters like this one, the flooding that happened in Canada, now are affecting the shipments, right? Because if the roads destroyed, the trucks can't get, even if they've got the lumber, they can't get it to it. But it's very interesting timing. Countries like to do this to each other. They like to attack each other through trade. And regardless if this is just a political fight, I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, this is non-professional opinion. This is something that people in the US need to look out for right now, because if you're planning on building, and I'm not saying this is going to last forever, nothing lasts forever. Cycles come up, they come down, just like the sun and the moon rising and then setting. There is a cycle for everything. Nothing stays constant. I guess unless you want to talk about the destruction of fiat currencies over time through inflation, but I digress. So if you are looking at building something in the next month, you may want to consider this, because you're getting this news super timely. Again, I'm going to link this article below, but you're getting it timely to where you could go down to your home do it center tomorrow and prices will have not probably changed. If you feel, and of course, again, not advice, but if you feel that today's prices on 2x4s, 2x6s, and all that good stuff is doable, and you are going to do something in a month, you may want to consider speeding up the process and getting your lumber, just because of what's happening. And you can see when you look at this article, what's happening in the futures market. In this article too, you're going to show like some of the big things. A major railway line was destroyed by the flood. I went over this a couple of weeks ago and in a story, and they said, oh, the rails would be up in a few days. I said, there's absolutely no way that you can have the rail lines up when you look at a photo like this, where the bridge is completely washed out. So, and the last thing I'm going to end on right here is this. Greg Kuda, the founder of Westline Capital Strategies, which specializes in lumber trading, told Bloomberg that there's no point in producing more than you can ship right now, especially knowing lumber is at the bottom of the pecking order with rail car allocation. And that's true, because rail cars allocation right now, they're putting a lot of priority into getting these shipments from the ports up to the places needed, especially in this area where it's been destroyed by natural disaster. They're going to need to use whatever transportation means they have possible to get necessities up there. Now, it says here, there's no time table for when West Fraser supply chain will be back to normal. Fixing bridges and roads is not an overnight process. It could take weeks, if not months. If you couple that now with what's going on with the events in the world and the seasonality of what we're dealing with, colder temperatures and the holidays, I would highly suggest people think about the larger picture here and say, if futures are up 30%, that means they could possibly go up more. Again, this isn't financial advice, not trading advice. I'm not telling you to go buy lumber futures, because I guarantee you the delta, and it's all baked into the cake right now. So that is what I want to share with you guys. So again, Ninja Nation is prepared, not scared. We like to take the whole 26,000 foot view perspective and put it to work for us. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, if you like me. I mean, I am a giant that likes to attack lumber yards. I can't take myself too serious. Thank you so much. The Economic Ninja is out. That was a really big